All right, we are going to be working on lesson 2-4. And what we're going to look at is we've been solving multi-step, and now we're going to stick a variable on each side. So if you can look here at number 1, we now have a W on the right and left-hand side. Number 2, we have an A on both sides. Okay? All right, so let's take a look here at number 1. So what do we do when we have a variable on both sides? Okay? Now, if you need to, go ahead and continue to draw your wall. And what we need to do is we need to get the W's on the same side. So what I'm going to do to get that done is I'm going to take this 3W and I'm going to push it over there. Now remember, we're undoing. So since it's a positive 3W, we're going to subtract 3W from both sides. So the 3W's will cancel. I have 2 equals 4W. Okay? Now that I have my W on one side, now it's just kind of a review of solving equations. So now I'm going to divide by 4. So these will cancel. I'm going to reduce 2 fourths to 1/2 equals W. And that's going to be your final answer. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the next example, number 2. Okay, again, we have A's on both sides. Now, it truly doesn't matter if I move the 5A or the 7A. Doesn't matter which one, just pick one and undo it. So I'm going to work with the 7. Okay, again, draw your wall if you need to. And since it says a -7, I'm going to add 7A to both sides. So these cancel. 12 plus 5 is 12A, or sorry, 5 plus 7 is 12A, plus 2 equals 6. All right, so now subtract the 2 off. These cancel. I have 12A equals 4. All right, and then my last step will be to divide by 12. So now when I'm looking at this, I have got A equals, because the 12's cancel, so A equals, and this is going to reduce to 1/3. Don't be scared of those fractions. You are going to get some fraction answers sometime. All right, so let's take a look now. So on number 3, anytime we have distributing involved, we need to take care of it first. So I'm going to start by multiplying the 7 through, and then I'm going to take the -2 through as well. So I've got 7n minus 7 equals -6, and then you can put plus negative or just -2n. Okay, again, if you need to draw that wall, draw the wall. And I'm going to go ahead again, it doesn't really matter. I can move the 7 or the -2. I'm going to go ahead and push the 2 to this side just to keep it kind of positive, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to add the 2 n's to both sides so that these cancel. So I have 9n minus 7 equals -6. Add the 7. So 9n equals a positive 1, and then divide by 9. So my final answer will be 1/9. Okay? All right, let's take a look here at number 4. All right, so keep in mind that when we have this negative in front of the set of parentheses, we're still going to distribute that negative to both parts. Okay, so I'm going to take that negative through. So I'm going to have 4 minus x minus 2 equals 4x plus 6. So if I can distribute, I'm going to do that first. Now, before I start moving things side to side of my wall, I'm going to combine like terms when possible. Now, over here on the right-hand side, 4x plus 6, there's nothing I can combine there. However, over here, I can put together the 4 and the -2, and I need to do that. So I'm going to combine those, and I'm going to get -x, and then 4 minus 2 is plus 2 equals, and on the other side I got 4x plus 6. Okay, so step 1, distribute. Step 2, combine like terms. And now we can start moving things from side to side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move my x over to the other side. And by doing that, I'm going to make it a plus x since it's a -x. So I'm going to add x or 1x to both sides. So I have 2 equals 5x, okay, keep in mind why we don't put it there, there is a 1 in front right there, okay, then plus 6. All right, I'm going to now subtract the 6 from both sides and get -4 equals 5x, and now I'm going to divide by 5. So x in this case is going to equal -4/5, okay? And that's going to be my final solution. So off to the side here, I'm going to kind of write down a couple of steps for you, okay? So step 1, we're going to distribute any chance we get. Step 2, combine like terms, okay? And then step 3, we'll move side to side. Move side to side. Or if you want to think of it as actually what we're really doing, which is just solving. Okay, so those are the 3 steps that we need to do. Distribute, combine like terms, move side to side. All right, so let's take a look here with those thoughts in mind. So step 1, distribute. So 7x plus 5x minus 5 equals negative 5 plus 12x. Okay, step 2, combine like terms. So again, I have these 2 guys right here. I'm going to combine those together. If you need to draw your wall, draw your wall. So I'm going to put these together and call it 12x minus 5 equals negative 5 plus 12x. Okay, and so now that I've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move x's and get them together. So I'm going to move them side to side. So I'm going to subtract 12x. And in this case, when I do this, this guy goes away and this guy goes away. So all we have left is negative 5 equals negative 5. That's okay. Negative 5 equals negative 5. That's an answer. And it's called all real numbers. Okay? The symbol for that is like 2 lines and extend the R. Okay? So all real numbers. So when your variables cancel, and you're left with negative 5 equaling negative 5, or 4 equals 4, or 3 equals C, whatever. If both sides are equal, that's called all real numbers. Okay. All right, let's take a look here at number 6. Again, step 1, distribute. So I'm going to put that 6 through and get 6y minus 30. And now I'm going to distribute the 2. 20 plus 6y. Okay. Now I'm going to move things from side to side again. So I'm going to subtract the y's because there's no combining like terms. There was nothing to put together on either side of my equal sign, so I didn't have to combine like terms. But when I subtract the 6y's, both of these cancel out again, just like in the last problem. But this time I'm left with negative 30 equals 20. That is no good. Negative 30 doesn't equal negative 20. So when you get something like that, it's called no solution. Or you can put circle with a line through it. All right, that concludes the notes. Now you need to complete the problems posted at the bottom of your sheet. Thanks.